Yo,
Yo.
what's up, dude?
What's
Oh,
up?
you didn't do the boom.
Boom. Oh, my bad. Oh, it's been a
There it
minute.
is.
It's been a
There
it's
it
it's
is.
been a
Yeah,
while, but
it's been
boom
a
for
while, but
real.
we're back in the shower.
Back at it. Getting
Back in the
clean.
shower. Man, I miss you. It's different doing these podcasts
Yeah,
from
yeah.
far.
I don't feel your
I'm.
your essence.
You mean my stench?
Yeah, so that's what I meant. Your scent. Your aroma. Um I can't smell it through the phone. I can imagine. You're always
Smell me
post
through the
gym,
phone.
so
Smell me through the phone. Six
yeah.
seven eight triple nine eight two one two.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Smell me
Soulja
through
Boy.
the phone. You know that song? Smell me through the phone. Oh, okay, we are back. Welcome back to Shower Thoughts with Saf and Sharif. I am Saf.
Sharif and Saf.
Right, sorry. Here we go.
I'm totally kidding.
Take two. Here we go. Oh, all right. So welcome back to Shower Thoughts with Saf and take three. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and hey,
And
hi
at
there.
this point, we just lost all our followers because we're such kooks.
Okay. Back
But
to
you know
Shower
what?
Thoughts.
That is us. That is
That
us.
is us. That is Shower Thoughts. It's sporadic. It's fresh. It's off the top.
It's entertainment with maybe some wisdom. Like, we say a lot of
Minimal.
nonsense. Maybe, like, some subpar advice will come out at some point.
Definitely subpar. Yeah.
So, being us, we didn't agree on a topic yet until, like, maybe, like, when I did the whole clap thing to time the audios together. We were like, oh, let's talk about this real quick. Okay, sure, let's do it. We'll figure it out.
About 30 seconds ago, yeah.
Because I forgot, because it was so long ago,
Right,
short
yeah.
attention span. What are we talking about, Saf?
It's a good question. So, I mean, at the day of recording, we're about 2 weeks out until Valentine's Day.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
You gotta start buying your flowers for me because I'm expecting a lot. So
yeah, high maintenance guy.
yeah, no, definitely. And speaking of gifts and Valentine's Day, a concept that I've talked to other people with or that I was exposed to was love languages. And that's always been an interesting topic because it's gotten a lot of popularity recently. People are doing these quizzes to figure out what their love language is. So I thought it was a really good way to kind of change your perspective on love and relationships and empathy and how to show love to someone that you care about. And then so kind of off of that, I thought we could talk about like what we think makes a relationship successful and how to like how those relationships thrive. So yeah, I mean, what do you know about love languages?
What do I know about love languages?
Yeah.
So the term itself, like, I don't really know what the term itself, love languages, really defines. But my basic understanding of it is how people display and perceive love in different ways. And I think that was what you were getting at.
Yeah.
And that's why it's such an individual thing. And I think it comes as a super generic, or not generic, what's the term? Universal skill in terms of being able to read people and understanding yourself to know what love languages are compatible with your love language. Damn, I just used it and I don't even know what it means. But like, yo, tell me like if I used it right. Give me some feedback,
That's decent. That's pretty good. So that's subpar.
That's
subpar.
Decent. Okay, that's what I was going for.
Yeah, good. So yeah, I mean, you're on the right track. Basically, love languages. The theory is that there's 5 love languages, 5 different ways to show love. And I actually pulled up the quiz on my laptop, and we could go through it if you want and see.
Dude, that'd be sweet.
We can find out what your love language is.
How about you explain it to me? Not because I don't know, but like because the like some of the listeners might not know. Like, but
Right.
like, I know. I'm like
Yeah. I'll explain it to you like you don't know, but you do know.
Yeah. That'd be nice. Like, for the viewers.
For the viewers, right.
Listeners.
So there's 5 love languages. The 5
Obviously.
being, number 1 being words of affirmation. So saying things to someone to make them feel good, and using words to build up somebody, basically. So like saying thank you, or saying that they love them, or giving compliments, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The
Like
second,
through just words, or is it
through
like,
words,
like body language?
No, words of affirmation. Specific words.
I knew that. I was just testing your knowledge on the topic.
The language is literally said has words in the title, but it's fine.
I don't know. I didn't think you noticed, but
that's okay.
Please.
Yeah. Thanks for keeping me honest, though. I appreciate that.
No. That's what I'm here for.
Number 2 is gifts. So giving and receiving gifts is how someone perceives or shows love. So buying me, an Apple Watch or something like that. If you
are you dropping a hint?
No, I'm maybe like you can take it how you want it. I mean, Valentine's Day is going up. I don't know, whatever.
To all the listeners that are big fans of Sav, the way to his heart is a Apple Watch.
Yeah, I'll start a GoFundMe actually, and you guys can Venmo me the money for an Apple Watch if that's
basically lead one of an ECG if you get the new Apple Watch.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, picking up lots of arrhythmias, which is good and also kind of bad. I don't know. We'll talk about that. That's a different topic. Language 3 is acts of service. So doing something for someone that you know that they would like or enjoy. Like, making them a meal, or taking them out on a date, or doing the dishes, or something like that.
Leaving a note for them.
Yeah, sure. Like doing like little things. Not leaving a note. Like it's more like doing things for them, not like doing nice things.
My bad.
Yeah, that would be more of a words of affirmation thing. Like you're leaving a nice note, but it's more like I'm doing this for you because I know it's something that you would like me to do. And then number 4 would be quality time. So just giving someone your undivided attention during any activity or whatever, like hanging out. And then the 5th is physical touch. So like holding hands, hugging, all that, gross stuff.
Cooties.
Yeah, cooties. Yeah, of course. Yeah, coronavirus. Yeah.
Someone coughs next to me, they're getting quarantined. Buddy.
Exactly. My love language is not physical touch. Get away from me. So those are the 5. What do you think?
Can you show physical touch through a hazmat suit?
It's the concept of physical touch, right? If you push hard enough, maybe you can feel it. Unless you're like quarantined, then.
Fair.
Yeah.
My understanding, like just reflecting on it myself and applying it to my own life, I don't know what the theory is, but I'm a combination of a few of them.
Yes.
I'm not just one or the other.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
That's normal. Yeah, that's normal.
Oh, I'm not used to being normal, so this is nice.
Well, congrats.
Thank you. But yeah, and I think a lot of people, just like talking to different people and different people that I've seen, you really have to know what their love language is. Mm-hmm. Because you'll complain that, oh, they're not loving me the way I want to be loved, or why are they not happy with me? Like I'm doing all of this for them. You have to understand, like, you always hear the person going like, I'm doing this. I don't know how they keep complaining that you don't show that I love you. Or wait, you know what I mean? Like when someone's like, oh, they always complain that I don't show that I love them, even though I'm doing this. Well, that's because you probably have different love languages and you don't understand theirs or know what theirs is. And that could be a sign of either you should compromise or not compromise. You should learn to love them the way they want to be loved. But for some people, they're like, I'm not going to change. This is how I am. So which one's right?
Mm-hmm. Which one's right? Which love language is right?
No, like, should you find someone that speaks in the same love language as you? Right. Or should you learn to love the person you're with the way they want to be loved?
And that's the question. That's a great question. That's what I think about too. If you have, like, say my love language is, quality time, but your love language is gifts. Yeah. Right? And like you said, like you can have more than one. But let's say yours are like
why are you assuming I'm the materialistic one? Why are you not the one that...
Because, man, Look at you. Look at those. Look at that face. And
well, the listeners can't see this, that I'm dressed in the oldest shirt the world has ever seen.
Bro, you're
and
literally
my hair's all
wearing a
over the place.
tuxedo. You're flexing your Apple Watch. You have AirPods in. You have Google glasses on.
See, they'll never know the truth because they can't see us.
Exactly.
This is funny. They're probably like Arthur fisting right now.
You got a Rolex on one hand and an Apple Watch on the other. Come on, dude. Of course. No, I'm kidding. So, okay, whatever. So let's say, for an example, I'm not saying it's true, but let's say, for example, yours is gifts, mine's is quality time.
Thanks for highlighting that.
Yeah, no problem. And so let's say I want to spend time with you, but you're like not about spending time. Like that's lower on your list. You're more about like you want me to get you things to show you that I love you, right? Yeah. So those people might not have a successful relationship because they just have very different ways. So the question is like, should you change for someone? Should you adapt your love language? And I think you can change a little bit, but you can't. I feel like a love language is like a value that you're grown up with. Like it's something that it's embedded in you. And to ask someone to change their language is like asking someone to change their language. Like that's a tough thing to do. You have to learn an entire new language and use it, right? And unless you use it for a long time, like it's hard to like make yourself do that. Right, so I think like certain love languages go well with each other, like quality time and physical touch. Like you have to be with someone to get physical touch, so that it's not too hard. But if someone like really hates physical touch and another person does really like physical touch, then that's a problem. So I think it's compatibility. Like if you both rate gifts and words of affirmation lower, and you both rate quality time and acts of service higher, like maybe not in the same order, but they're just higher on your list, I think that relationship will work out a lot better than a relationship with like an opposite order.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I just want to go back to your point on the, like, you shouldn't change for someone. I think some people are very open to the idea. I think it depends on your personality and whether, like, it's asking a lot of you that would take away from aspects of your life that are important. For example, just to use like someone who is always getting things done, has many things on their schedule, on their plate, doesn't have time, I don't want to say doesn't have time for the relationship, but it's just, there's a lot of things that are important to them, including the relationship. So it would be so much more convenient and they would be able to rest easily knowing that they're doing all the things that are important to them and also feeling love and giving love with their partner in an effective way because you're communicating in the same language as opposed to always going through it like interpretation every time you communicate love and then the person reciprocating love interpreting it and then expressing it to you. Do you know what I mean? There's just that extra step of like, pause, this person wants to be shown love in this way, so I have to like brainstorm ways to do it that way, versus someone that maybe doesn't have as full of play and are open to it and like, sure, I'm always open to like change or whatever. They might be like, okay, this is how you want to be loved, that's okay, like I have the time and I can go through that extra step of brainstorming. Yeah. But the thing is, relationships are a two-way street. So one person may be willing to compromise, but the other's not. So if you have two different love languages, that means like, say I speak English, you speak French. I would have to translate the words that I send to you from English to French so that you could understand them. And you would have to translate the French that you want to send me to English, and then I'd have to, so that I could understand it. I can't just always translate for you English to French, and then, like, you just send me French. Assuming that, like, we each have, like, only an English to French or French to English.
Right. And at the same time, if we are in this, together and we speak different languages, if we really care about each other, then maybe we would try a little bit to learn the other person's language. So if you only speak French and I speak English, like I'm appreciating that you're translating into French for me, but I also should try translating into English for me. but also I should try to learn a little bit of French so then I can communicate to you in French as well. Like, you know, but there's a limit, I think. Like when if I
But depends on your time again. Like if like you value this more than anything or are willing to sacrifice out of other things, that's totally cool. Like you'd be like, I'm willing to like go do a big compromise, you know what I mean? But I still think that's a situation where like you're pouring so much out of your cup and like you're emptying your cup because you're taking away from other aspects of your life.
Yeah.
Because you're the one having to always compromise.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely has to be a two-way street. And yeah, I think like communicating that and making that clear at the beginning is like pivotal in whether or not that relationship will survive. Like if you have very different love languages, then being able to communicate and say like, look, this is what's important to me, and I know that it's not important to you, but it's important to me, and I know that this thing is important to you, so I'm going to do that for you in that way, right? But you know, it has to be kind of both ways. But at the same time, like there's the whole notion of like loving someone unconditionally or loving someone for who they are and not wanting them to change in any way. Because when you love for someone for who they can be and not who they are, that usually doesn't work out. You know what I mean?
So think of it this way. Let's take it more large scale.
Sure.
How do you prevent that situation? How do you prevent the situation of being in a relationship with someone that you and them communicate differently with? When you're dating, like if you have that awareness that there are different love languages, again, why reflection? Best thing to do. Like you never lose, you always learn. If you are always learning, you never lose. That's one of my favorite sayings. So you look back at your relationship, what didn't work out? Oh, we both want to be loved in like different ways. So next time you start dating someone, before you're at a point where you like have strong feelings for one another, you're like, will this work out? Do we have the same love language? Because that would make like you wouldn't have to have this discussion or listen to this podcast episode if right off the bat you guys are speaking the same love language going into it. Which is why like I personally think or have seen that the best relationships or the highest rate of success for relationships is when the two parties knew each other for a long time because they were friends, so they know what to expect and know that they're compatible on these different levels, including love language. So it works out. Not saying that if you just start dating, it won't work out, but it's just high success rate. So if you're single and listening to this, make sure you think of that when you start date someone. Do you agree with everything I say? Because like if we agree on that, we can leave that part and then just focus on you're in a situation where you just started dating, like you've been dating and you've been at peace with it, but now it's really starting to like get on your nerve.
Yeah. I mean, so for the single part, like it kind of reminds me of like zodiac signs, you know, like horoscopes and stuff. Like, I mean, I never
believed in that.
I don't personally subscribe to those, but like people will, you know, they say, oh, what's your sign? And they'll determine whether or not they're going to be a good match for you based off of your sign and their sign and the compatibility.
That's actually a thing?
That's actually a thing. Like if I tell someone like, oh,
I thought people just joke about that.
No. That's a real thing. Like if I'm talking to someone like, oh, what's your sign? And I tell them and they're like, oh, okay, good thing. Like we're compatible. It's fine. I was like, if we weren't compatible, would you like not talk to me? And some of them like, yeah, like I wouldn't. Like we're not going to be compatible. Like I've met too many Libras to know that this is not going to work. And I'm like, that's crazy to me because I don't know. Like
I wonder if we're compatible, bro.
Huh?
I wonder if we're compatible, bro.
All right, let's not get into it. I don't want to find out. I'm too nervous. Why do we need to? We are compatible. We started a podcast.
Exactly. That's why I don't like it when people do that.
No, me neither. But like this
My
is different.
personal opinion, though.
This is different. Like the love language thing is different because it's not like, you know, the stars telling you. It's you telling yourself what you value. And you only do that through self-reflection. So like whether or not someone tells you, oh, I value like what should you do at the beginning of a relationship? Should you ask someone what's your love language? And if they don't have the same love language as you shouldn't date them?
I don't think you should ask. You can just like tell based on trial and error. If you guys have been friends for a while, you know what they've liked that their partners have done or what they didn't like. And you just kind of see it. Like, what makes them excited? Is it when you get them a gift, or is it when they start talking to you and you literally go through the action of locking your phone, flipping it over, and putting it aside? Or whether that's like physical touch, or you know what I mean? Like, you just experiment and see what they respond really well to.
Yeah, but you know, I feel like people will respond positively to all of those things. Like, someone gets you a gift, you're not gonna be like, oh yeah, thanks, I guess, like, thanks for the gift. Like, even if if gift isn't your love language, you're gonna be appreciative because you're, you know, I mean, like me and you, if we got a gift from someone, we would be very appreciative of it, even though that's not our love language. We would say, wow, thank you so much. But, like, you know, we're not gonna say this is great, but, like, I'd rather just have more quality time. Like, I don't need your gift, right? So I think that conversation is important. Like, maybe not, hey, what's your love language off the bat, but, like, have a conversation like, hey, like, you know, what kind of, you know, how do you perceive love? Like, what is important to you in a relationship, I guess. So that's, so we can I don't know, like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, it should be a conversation, maybe. Not a concrete
miscommunication. Like, and what is miscommunication?
What is miscommunication?
The biggest killer. Biggest killer, they say.
That is the biggest killer. Yeah, in hospital and in relationships.
Yeah, and, like, I'm a big subscriber to the idea that if you don't know, ask. Like, have that conversation and show why you're asking.
Yeah.
But in that situation, I think, where you guys already like each other and you're not sure if your love languages are compatible, like, discuss it. And if you discuss it, you can simply ask, well, like, this is how I am. Like, and you tell them that I'm aware that you want to be loved in this way, and I'm going to make a conscious effort to work towards that if you're willing, if it doesn't take away from things that are important to you. And if they say, I'm going to do that too, sweet, and then you see where it goes. Because the truth is, like, I think you will know when you should end it, because you just won't be happy. Like, it will be, the relationship will have more cons than pros on your life. So I think you figure out, based on reflection and constantly thinking of these things, whether it's compatible or not.
I agree. I think it's a lot of honest communication, but also, like, honesty with yourself of, like, what, and reflection of, like, what worked in the past, what you enjoy. So I mean, that's kind of like the beginning stages. You were saying, like, what can we do when you're in a relationship and you already have different love languages? I think that's a great topic for a part 2. I think I think we've been trying to keep these a little bit shorter, little kind of more bite-sized information, or bite-sized episodes, so people can, like, listen to them, like, on their kind of shorter commutes. You know, so
like that. 30 minutes, sub 30 minutes. Beauty.
Yeah, solid. All right, so
cliffhanger.
Yeah. We're just getting into it, and we'll keep going, but we gotta break it up a little bit, you know.
Yeah. It's not like you have anywhere to go.
No, I don't have to go anywhere right now. I have to leave, and my mom's gonna yell at me. No, definitely not. I just you know, for the interest
mama's
of
boy, ladies, for all those ladies that like a mama's boy, Apple Watch, remember?
Yeah. Yes, sir. If you don't buy it, my mom will. So hurry up. All right, yo. So
thank you guys.
Thank you for listening.
For showering with us.
Yes.
Oh, yo. Who's gonna say it?
No, please go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you finish up, because, like, I want to say my catchphrase at the end, please.
Yes.
That's okay with you. You have time for that.
Yeah, I got time for that. So, thank you for listening. If you have any thoughts on this, any shower thoughts on this, please, you know, DM us. Let us know what you think. Rate us on Apple Podcasts, you know, 5 stars.
So you're not the only rating, eh?
Yeah, no, we need more than 1 rating, please. If you listen to one episode or any episodes, give us, you know, your honest review, which is going to be 5 stars, because come on.
Because that's subpar, and that's what we aim to be.
Exactly, right. So, but we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, and YouTube. This one's not on YouTube, but we have lots of other great clips of our podcast on YouTube. If you want to see our beautiful faces,
And follow us on IG. Shower
IG.
Thoughts with SS.
Yes, sir. It'll be all in the show notes. When Sharif posts that, he'll post all the links. As always, he's very good at that. So, yeah. Thank you for watching.
Gas me up so I do the work. Like Sal said, thank you guys for showering with us. Next shower's shampoo's on you guys. Peace. Yeah.